That cream is good cold also. Cold in your coffee.
Okay.
So we have a neighbor. We walk dogs together.
Our dogs are best friends,
Yep.
Kramer.
And she's on the carnivore diet now. She's been on it for over 100 days.
Yeah.
She had started the carnivore diet some time ago, like because of us. We were talking about it. She gave it a shot for less than a week and was like,
Just a
hell
couple
no.
days.
Yeah.
Till the diarrhea kicked in, and then she was like, nope.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So fast forward, she started it again a little over 100 days ago.
She lost a bunch of weight. She looks
Yeah.
so great. She's so happy. And
It's a carnivore success story, like all the things you experience. Weight loss, mental, improvement on your anxiety, whatever there is.
she's reduced her meds.
Energy.
Like her mental meds
Yeah.
and stuff.
Energy through the roof, getting compliments
Yeah.
all the time. There's people at her work that are starting the carnivore diet.
Because she looks so great, and they
Yep.
can't believe her mood and her outlook on everything. She's just like,
A changed
Great.
person. So she's doing really good on that. Now, today, actually for a couple of days, I guess we've been, like, we talk every morning, so we always talk about carnivore stuff.
constantly talking about carnivore. It's
All
like a
the time.
cult. If you guys have any carnivore friends, you guys know. Or if you don't, you wish you had some because you want a carnivore cult with someone.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But she's been feeling a little off, and she's felt so good that that was bothering her. The fact that, man, I'm a little off. And she's had episodes like that where it's like, hey, you need more fat. You need make sure you get your mineral. What is it?
Her electrolytes.
Electrolytes. All those things that
Butter.
all of us experience.
Yeah.
She's going through that, and it's like, yeah, just make these adjustments. And then this one right now, she's just, struggling with something it's not a dramatic thing, but she was just off. And I started thinking about it. You want to give an answer, you want to say, oh, just do this.
Add magnesium.
Yeah.
Or whatever it would be.
It'll go away.
Yeah.
But after she left, I was thinking about it, and I think we're spoiled. Like when you're in the carnivore, and especially 100 days, when we're over 200, you get spoiled.
When you felt like crap the rest of your life, and then suddenly that lifts, you get like on this high that you're just feeling so great that if you start feeling more normal again, you question it. You're like, oh, why am I not on cloud 9 right now?
Life is still going to happen to you, whether you're a carnivore or not. You're going to have days where you just feel bad. They're just off day or whatever.
Normal.
But if you're a carnivore, those days are easier to handle than if you're on sugar, processed foods. Like having a bad day in that world and then continuing to eat those foods is going to be really detrimental to you.
Well, another thing we have to note here is her son got norovirus, and then she got it. And they're barfing and diarrhea. They had to get on an IV. Like and then her husband got it and her daughter. All of them have had it now, and they were so sick from it. Like it was a gross explosion from both ends fest. So ever since that, she has not felt great because her energy's been lower, and she just hasn't felt great. And then her period came, and then there's weird stuff.
Lots of answers for
She's
it.
only been on 100 days. It's only been a few periods. So she's just like, I just can't wait to get back to when I felt so great.
Yeah. And I think
and we don't have an answer for it. We don't know what's going on.
No, but that all makes sense. Like what you're saying.
This is all just in the last couple weeks.
That all makes sense. A lot of things happen. And when she said that they were sick, her son got it first, had to go to the emergency room.
Yep. He had to get on an IV.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
And then the daughter got it, then she got it, and then now her husband got it. So that, I don't think she even took that into consideration.
No, she'd forgotten that.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad things.
You haven't been feeling good since the norovirus. Remember that? She's like, oh yeah.
And
but there's factors. We're going to get sick sometimes, even though we feel like we're invincible. Sometimes something's going to happen. You're going to get the flu. You're going to get whatever it might be.
You mess
it's
up.
Not the end of the world. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it was carnivore. It's life.
But we do that though. You get kind of disappointed when you're just having a normal thing that happens in life.
Yeah.
And
you start eating, oh, maybe I need more liver. Maybe I need more whatever. And you start adjusting and thinking about it. And it usually works. Or maybe it just passes. And then there's the whole option or the idea of oxalate dumping. I know that's huge in these carnivore groups. It's like we get oxalates from plants. And then when we don't eat plants anymore, you dump these oxalates. And some people don't believe in them at all. Some are like die hard believe that major oxalate dumping happens and all this stuff happens. And so she's thinking she might be having some oxalate dumping and it's making her fatigued. So then it's the question of what do I do about that? Do I have some tea or do I have something to slow it down? Or there's things to try. But
I think
she doesn't know.
What is it that got behind her teeth?
Supposedly that's oxalate. So
okay.
You can get
it was something.
Yeah, if you guys experience this, if you haven't heard of it. 4 of us started carnivore at the same time, us and then my best friend and her husband. And all 4 of us got this it's like a calcium deposit, or not calcium, it's a dental calculus behind your front teeth. And so then I'd already seen that on a carnivore group. This is a long time ago. That it's they said it was oxalate dumping. And what it is oxalates, when you're not eating the vegetables, will shoot out from your salivary glands and settle and deposit on the back of your teeth.
Is that a theory or is that a real
Well,
thing?
there's other people who don't believe that's what it is. They think it's phosphorus. And then it has to do with eating
something
meat
happens,
or something.
Though.
There's something, yeah. And then it slowly decreases. Like you can pluck it off. It's not the same as plaque because there's like no plaque on carnivore. If you don't have any sugar, no anything, none of us are having any plaque. But you do sometimes get the little crusties back there and they flick off really easy. Like they chip off and they're kind of sharp. It's weird. And then slowly over time, you just quit getting them. Like I don't have any anymore, do you?
No. Things happen on the carnivore diet. Things happen to everybody in their life, whether you're on the carnivore diet or not.
Yeah.
And I think, from my observation this morning, that you can make it worse. I've been disappointed, like, man, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel a little weird? And then mine turned out to be I wasn't getting enough of electrolytes. So little things like that, but it was bumming me out. If you let that part start to just fester, you're going to create your own mental problems. And it felt like that's where she was at to me this morning. And here's the funny thing. So we're all sitting there talking about it, just run out of things to say. It's like, at the end of the day, you're gonna have days where you have to deal with stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was told Steph and Rochelle that I'm going to start doing on our walks. I'm going to start doing sprints, but I'm going to work in slowly to do these sprints. And they're like, oh yeah, well, we'll do that. So, and we're just talking about it, joking around about it. And remember now, she's been bummed out. Okay. We went on our walk. She was bummed out. Then Steph goes, well, I just want to run. And then she goes, I want to run right now. So we're in the yard and with the dogs. And next thing I know, so they both get up and they go, we're just going to go run. And they go out there and they start running. Like just running like kids. And they're sprinting. They come back. Rochelle I didn't say anything, but she was like way happy.
She was. Now that I think about it, you're right. She was like glowing and happy.
She was like a little kid. It wasn't like they ran for an hour. They just went running for a little bit. And I was going to say something when she came back, but I didn't want to ruin that for her. I goes, hey, look at you.
How happy you are.
Yeah, why are you so happy now? You're laughing and having fun.
Well, it's funny too, though. Not funny, but something to think of is since she's had the norovirus, she hasn't exercised at all.
That's right.
And she was a lot. Like she was doing Steve's Versa climber.
Yep.
And she got a rebounder and all that stuff, but it just wiped her out so bad when she got so sick.
Yeah.
And she hasn't felt the same. Like her desire for food is kind of different. She just doesn't feel 100% yet. And so she hasn't exercised at all. So
that's a good point on that virus is no joke. And okay, she got that virus. It sucked really bad.
Yeah.
She recovered faster than her family did. They don't do the carnivore diet. She recovered faster than her family. See, we didn't tell her this part, but you're right. She was exercising regularly. We'd walk the dogs. She'd come in here, get on the Versa climber for a little bit. She was doing...
She roller skates?
Yeah, she roller skates. She had a whole routine she was doing. Mm-hmm. And I think now that you mention that, her routine stops. Like I love exercising, and if it gets interrupted, it brings you down.
That might be for her too.
Mentally too.
Probably loves it somehow.
She wasn't getting that
rush,
that feel that it gives you, just like when you guys went and ran. She just got it back today though, because you guys just freaking ran, and we haven't talked to her about that now. But now we can give her some feedback that's like, you know what? You left here all giddy because you went and just did a sprint. You and Steph went and did a sprint.
That's true. She did.
So if you're on the carnivore diet, I guess this video is mainly about, we feel good. Like we're like this, okay? We don't have a bunch of this and a bunch of that. Mm-hmm. Early on, it was like wham, because my brain felt so clear, and it's shocking and surprising. But when you're like this, you're just living a normal life. You don't have these things crushing you, and we're not in pain, we're not depressed, we're not anxious. All those things are minimized or completely gone. So you gotta, when you do hit a bump in the road, especially when early on, when you're feeling so good, and then all of a sudden something feels like a big, like what's wrong with me?
A hurdle.
Yeah, like my friend Mike, he's started to quit it, started again, and quit again. It's just, he is not in a place to where he can get past the hump.
Yeah.
And Rochelle wasn't when she first started, but this second time, she stayed long enough to feel the dramatic effect that the carnivore has, that dramatic effect, especially the mental part. And that has motivated, because she even said, when we were talking about, she's all bummed out, and she goes, well, I'm not going to quit the carnivore diet.
She said, I'm never getting back.
Yeah, I'm
She's
never
like, because I'm not here for weight loss. I'm here for mental.
Yeah.
So that's great. She
so
feels so good.
We got to send her a message that, hey, remember when you left here, you were laughing because you were out running.
That's true. She just needs to get back. So anyway, if you guys are in a hump or like a lull,
a slump,
think about
a hump. You're not in a hump.
It's true.
If you're in a hump, I don't like that. No, it's a. Say it again.
On a hump?
No. You're not on a hump.
If you're
not in a hump.
If you're
on a slump.
If you're on a slump.
If you're in a slump.
Or in a lull.
If you're in a hump, carry on.
Carry on. Yeah.
The slump. She was in a. She's in a slump.
She's in a slump. She was on a hump. Now she's in a slump.
Yes, she's in a slump.
So anyway, just consider other things. Maybe you do need to get some exercise. Maybe you need to get your blood flowing and move your toxins around and just get them out, or do some rebounding, do some jumping, do something to where you clear your lymph nodes, whatever it might be.
Just tell yourself, say, hey, I got to live life. I got to live life like everybody else. I'm stressed out because I've got all these things on my plate and the kids are doing that. But you're handling it better than if you were somebody that was on sugar and processed food. I call it on because those are all drugs, right? Yeah. Sugar, processed foods. If you're just eating fast food, the people that are in that camp will not be as resilient.
No.
It'll hurt them more than it'll hurt somebody on carnivore.
And they also haven't felt the up here.
I know. Once you feel
you're
that.
You're sitting in the up here all the time on carnivore.
Yeah.
And they don't get to experience it because they don't know how
easy
it is once you quit having sugar and you cut those sugar cravings and they just disappear, how easy it is to stay on this. It's always mind-blowing. Nobody can get to that until they experience it, that it truly is, you don't care about carbs and sugar or think about fruit or anything if you don't have any.
It becomes
That's
easy,
the trick.
But it's super hard for the sugar and carbs.
Oh, in the beginning.
That's hard, but once you get past that,
easy, smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah.
And you'll love it.
Yeah.
So we're lucky that we're spoiled. We're spoiled so bad that little things sometimes might make us, go, man, this isn't fair.
Yeah.
I shouldn't sneeze.
And our bodies are all a puzzle. They're their own puzzle. Like it could be, she doesn't do well with eggs and she's never cut out eggs, or something like that. Yeah. It could be something weird too, where it's just like.
And it's only 100. 100 days is a long time.
Yeah.
But we've seen changes at the 1 year mark, even now. Like it's just there is a constant thing going on that's, getting better.
We're still in the middle of a constant thing too, though. Because remember in the beginning, we were basically lying. We didn't want any pork. Oh, we were still doing eggs though. We didn't want any pork.
Yeah.
We didn't want poultry. We lost our taste for that.
Yeah, it got gross to us.
Yep, and she's in that stage right now. She's not eating anything. Like, even if she has bacon, she's like, eh. But she only wants beef right now.
Yeah.
And butter. And brown butter bites. And then certain things, she sees recipes and she's like, I don't think I want that, or I do, or whatever it would be. But it's the same thing. And then right now, we're trying different things. Like, we went through a stage where it was only chuck, which Steve is almost only chuck until I find something new to try.
Yeah, I'll try things.
But I'll have lamb. I'll have chicken now sometimes. Sometimes you'll have a drumstick with some steak. But there's changes where your taste buds do change, and all of a sudden it's like something else sounds good. Yeah. So we aren't constantly going to always be in the same place, but we might be.
Here's some things that I got my notes here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Here's some things that could, if you're feeling, I was going to share this with Rochelle.
Okay.
So on the carnivore diet, your body's nutrient needs change. Craving butter, your body might signal it needs more fat. You know, there's things that your body might need.
Well, I'll put a link in here. There's a cravings chart that I found somewhere in one of these groups. So if you're craving like sugar, look up on the chart and it'll tell you what you're actually really needing. It's something you might need butter or whatever it would be. You might be dehydrated. It'll tell you what it is that you're craving.
And you use that.
Yep.
Okay, and another thing is seasonal and hormonal shifts.
Hormonal for sure for women.
And seasons, like especially if you're in a place that has a real winter.
Yeah.
You know, like there's seasonal things that will affect your...
Less vitamin D, less serotonin.
And then there's check your electrolytes and hydration. Always stay up on that. Your gut biome, that's a big one. That starts early on. So that there's adaptations taking place there. And if you change your, say, carnivore, you were really strict and you start introducing things and maybe that throws it off a little bit. Yeah. That could affect your gut biome. And then there's instinctual eating and forced eating. Instinctual eating is, and I love the way that that's worded, because when recently I went a long period without having butter. Like I'd have butter, but I wouldn't go out of my way to have butter.
He was just relying on the fat from his steak.
No, I didn't crave it either.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I started out with butter, and then I was like, I don't need it. And then I got to a point.
Because we were buttering our steak, buttering our eggs.
Yeah.
Eating butter, having pork rinds with butter.
But I was doing what everybody was doing.
Yeah.
And then I said, I don't want any butter anymore. And that lasted for a long time and I was fine. And then all of a sudden I would eat my breakfast. And then literally minutes later, I'd go get a pork rind and put it in butter. Like I literally, that was what my brain said to do. And I was like, okay, I need this. Yeah. So I started adding butter back. So I think that can vary too.
You put butter in your eggs?
No, and then right now, I'm kind of I'm just doing exactly what I feel I think my gut biome is telling me, but I feel exactly. I try to do exactly what my body's saying. Like I'll eat several days in a row. I'll eat sardines, and then the next day I don't.
Or we'll have liver, and it's like, wow, I really felt that the next day, and then it's like, I don't really need any liver.
I know a lot of people don't like liver. We don't like liver. We just drink it. It makes you feel so good.
Raw.
It really makes you feel good.
Drop a chunk in your mouth. Put water in your mouth. Drop a chunk in your mouth. Gulp it down. And then you don't have to taste it. That's how we do our liver. So he's not drinking it. But I guess you are. But I just meant for somebody hearing you drink it.
There's a video of
blender.
it. There's a video of it, and it's not very pleasant for some people. So the instinctual eating is, it's neat to be in tune with your body and just do what it says to do. Like whatever you crave, unless it's chocolate and sugar and all, like you just do it. Like Steph was saying, I haven't eaten chicken in a while, and then I had a drumstick the other day, and then I ate another one. Like I was like, okay, this is good. So there's some reason that my body is saying that's appealing, because there's other times she's offered me stuff and I look at it and I just say no.
Like right now, I don't care about chicken eggs, but I really want duck eggs.
Duck eggs, yeah.
So, and maybe that'll change again.
Those are good.
They are so good.
So it's basically, and I don't think we've got it perfected, but I think the longer you're in this, you just become so in tune with what your body's wanting you to do that you just follow it. And you don't even question it. It feels miraculous to me. It feels like, wow, this is how it's supposed to work. And if we were like an ancient human, we would be doing that too. Like it would be driving us to do whatever it was, you know, like kill your neighbor and eat their food, whatever they were doing. That's what it would do. But we're not doing that.
Well, we might if Rochelle gets something really delicious.
If she gets something good, she's a goner.
Yeah. Sorry.
So, carnivores, we're lucky, we're spoiled because we feel good the majority of the time, and we don't have major swings.
Yeah.
You know, but it can happen. I think over a little bit of time passes, she'll be able to look back and go, yeah, that was crazy. I went through all that with everybody getting sick in the house. It was like a rotation. Oh, and we forgot. Then they went on a road trip when they were barely recovered.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
They went to Vegas.
They went to Vegas and they drove. And then she's had a few other things. Like she went out and visited with, went on that date. It wasn't a date she was on. It was like, you know, a family thing.
Son had
just stress. Yeah. Just things that were like taking her out of her routine also, which she enjoys. But I think just seeing them go do that run and come back and be like all giggly and stuff. I was like, oh, there's nothing wrong with her. She's not depressed, you know, because it was a mental thing for her.
How she's doing now.
Yeah, it was a mental thing that was causing that. It wasn't like a physical thing. It was her overthinking. Why don't I feel at 100? Say the max is 100, and she could be at 95 and think that she's at 40. You know, like it's all relative. But it was funny when I saw you guys coming back, and even when you took off, they were giggling, and I was like, okay, she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her.
Yeah. So I sent her a text. I said, are you feeling better today mentally after the run? Steve said you were giddy when we got back.
Yeah, you both were. You both were laughing. When I was telling them that I was going to start building up to doing sprints, you know, but I want to get my tendons and everything. So what they agreed to was they're going to do it too. It's going to be real short sprints, but I'm going to they won't know when I'm going to just start screaming at them and running.
I didn't know the part about the didn't know. I just said, why don't you chase us? Because you're going to be faster.
Yes, I'm going to chase you. But you're going to be like walking, and then I'm going to go, even if I'm in front of you, I'll turn around and I'll start chasing you guys.
Rochelle said no to that because she doesn't want her adrenaline going like crazy. She just wants to run or whatever.
No, you guys both agreed, and I'm going to chase you like a killer.
And you know you're going to chase me, and I'm not even going to move. I'm just going to be like, oh.
You have to run that just for 20 seconds.
No, I mean, I can run, but I just meant I don't think that I'm going to.
Oh, neither one of you will get away from me, but I won't. I'll give you a big head start, and I'll just be screaming like a maniac.
I might get away. Remember, you used to chase me in the dark when the lights were all off in the house?
You were pretty good at that.
And I was really fast, running down the stairs.
We had a steep staircase.
It was really steep.
Well, it wasn't like I just randomly would chase you around the house because you were scaring me.
No.
You were trying to scare me.
No, what it was we had a 3-story house, and we'd make a point to watch TV in the bonus room in the 3rd story. But you had to turn off the lights up there to come down the stairs. So it would be pitch black. So we'd turn off the lights and then it'd run. And then it got to be just basically avoiding the lights. And then we were just running in the dark. It was funny. It was really funny.
She ran down the stairs one time she was only, like if this is the edge of the step, she literally just touched the edge and it went brrr, but she stayed upright.
Yeah, I did.
Good times.
Our cat actually fell down 3 stories once from that.
Didn't hurt it.
No, she was fine.
Share your stories if you can relate to this and what you've done, or did you change anything, or how do you keep perspective?
There's got to be ups and downs, but there's pretty much most of it is ups.
Yeah, most of it is just like
steady.
This is great. And let us know how long you've been on there. We've been on the carnivore diet.
It'll be a year in July.
It'll be 2 years.
2 years in July.
So in July, it'll be 2 years. And I know there's people that have been on longer. And I think it's just part of life, you know? Like, nothing's going to be perfect, but it's pretty darn good.
If this is how the rest of my life is going to be, I'm thrilled about it.
It's great. Mm-hmm. All right.
I love it.
Look forward to reading your comments, and enjoy your carnivore spoiled life.
That's right.